Hey guys, what's up? Solo here. Today I'm going to be going over my controls, which I get asked about quite a bit. I think controls are incredibly important in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Luckily, Nintendo gave us a lot of ways to customize them, and I think having the right control setup for you and your character is going to be really important for getting better at the game. By the way, I get asked a lot, what do I prefer, Pro Controller or GameCube? I use a Pro Controller. I really don't think it matters all that much. I think both are great. The only real difference is that you have one extra button on the Pro Controller here on the shoulder, which is actually really nice. I use it all the time, but it's not completely necessary to play the game. A lot of people prefer the feel of a GameCube controller. I think the GameCube controller is one of the best controllers ever made in terms of layout. I dig it for sure. And all advice that I apply here can easily be applied to GameCube controller settings as well. Just, you know, adjust the buttons for the ones that you use. Also, the good thing about Pro Controllers is they still make them. That's why I recommend them. I have a warranty from GameStop, shoutouts to GameStop, I guess, where I can trade in my controller for $10, whatever I want, and get a completely new one, no questions asked. And as someone who uses this quite a bit, it's really important to me that I be able to get a new one and get it replaced whenever I need to. Then I don't have to worry about repairs or anything. I just drop 10 bucks. Brand new controller, no questions asked. It's pretty nice. So I'm going to go through everything I have that is different than the default, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I have it set that way. So first off, I have it is defaulted to smash attack. I have it set to tilt stick. This is because performing tilts with the normal, you like lean the stick slightly and hit A. That can be a little difficult to do in the moment quickly, and smash attacks are simple, right? You just hit A and side at the same time. It's really not that hard, and there's generally a pretty generous window for it, so smash attacks are not a thing I miss input going for much. Also, with a character like Ike, I smash attack so rarely that it is more important that my tilts are on point than my smash attacks, so I make sure that those have priority as tilt stick. Most characters are going to use tilt stick. Most people are going to use tilt stick. I recommend if you're first starting, definitely do this first. By the way, if you find this useful, don't forget to leave a subscription so that you can be here for more of my guides. I also do all kinds of fun content and variety stuff, so check that out if you haven't already. Next up, other than that, most of my face buttons are completely normal. A lot of people like to set like one of these jump buttons to grab so that they have access to grab on the face buttons in case they're using their fingers to hit things on the shoulders. I think that's a smart idea. I just haven't gotten around. I have a wasted button right now. I never use Y. And I recommend trying to bind out all your buttons if you can, because, you know, it's just a waste if you don't. Then I have grab and shield, same as usual. I shield with ZR, which, you know, it's really all preference. And I grab with where the normal Z button would be. I used to play on a GameCube controller, so just grabbing with where Z would be on a GameCube controller makes sense to me. Next up, I have L jump. This is really important, I think, for all kinds of tech, as well as for being able to get aerials using the C stick out of shield. I think that's really important. Without having momentum or drift, because if you're using the A button and the directional stick, you're going to have to hold the directional stick in one direction to get that aerial, which means that you are going to have drift that you don't necessarily want on your character, and that can be bad. So if you want to be able to use the C stick and jump at the same time, which is important for all kinds of tech as well, it's really important for things like attack canceling and certain kinds of like character specific tech, things like that. Then it's going to be really important that you have a jump button on the shoulder if you don't play with a claw grip, because you want to be able to hit the C stick and the shoulder jump at the same time. It's very hard to hit X. Like there, you see I'm using my thumb for both of these, so going between them is a little difficult. So yeah, shoulder jump is going to be very important. Next up, I have grab set to ZL, which is going to be the left back trigger. This is a recent addition for me because I've been playing a bunch of Diddy Kong. I find it kind of hard to do Z catch aerials with Z for some reason, or it's R on the Pro Controller, but on a GameCube controller it would be Z. And I have this extra button here on the Pro Controller, so I figured might as well use it. So I really only use this for Z catch aerials, which can be really good. Now in the other settings tab, I turned Rumble off. That's entirely preference. I find it distracting, but a lot of people find it actually more immersing, so that's completely up to you, whether you like Rumble or not. BA smash attacks is completely up to preference as well. It can actually be easier for certain kinds of tech, as well as for things like getting a smash attack quickly out of a normal, which can be really useful. I don't bother with it though, because I find that I will sometimes misinput a smash attack if I set this to on, but it really doesn't matter that much. You can get used to it pretty quickly. Now, right up there with turning tilt stick on is stick jump. I recommend this being off. You don't really have much control over your jumps with stick jump. You are limited to not really hit up on the left stick unless you want to jump, which can be really annoying and limiting. I definitely recommend playing with stick jump off. A lot of people who used to play Brawl, you know, where you couldn't turn it off, things like that, or Melee, right? You just have stick jump on because they're used to it. But if you are just starting out and you're trying to get used to new controls, put your stick jump off. It has so many benefits. There's a couple reasons why you would leave it on. Like, I think a lot of Peach float cancel combos are a little bit easier with stick jump on. I'm not actually sure about that, but yeah, I do stick jump off. Now, stick sensitivity. This is basically the sensitivity on smash attacks. If it's set to high, then there will be a pretty big window to get A button smash attacks, where you do A plus side at the same time. It'll have a pretty big window between those two inputs versus a pretty small window if you set it to low. I prefer high mainly because I don't have BA smash attack on, but I've never really noticed much of a difference with this because it's really not that hard to hit even the low window. But you know what? I've always set it to high. It's what I'm used to. It's what I recommend, I guess, but it's really not that important. Anyway, that's basically all of my controls. I think that there are some little optimizations I could do. Like, a lot of people bind these buttons here, the numpad, they bind it to shield, so that when they want to mash out, they just spam that pad, and the worst you could possibly buffer is only the shield, right? Which is not a big deal. So it's a way to mash fast and safely. But I haven't bothered with that. I circle the left stick when I want to mash. But other than that, I think the only thing that I would recommend doing that I don't do is changing whichever jump button you don't use on the face to something a little bit more useful, be it grab or jump or shield, something like that. Overall, yeah, that's my controls. I hope this was useful to you guys. Thanks for coming by. Don't forget to like and comment on the video if it helped you out, and I'll see you guys next time.